Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTR Division 3, Race 3, and back at Monza. And we just finished qualifying 2, going into qualifying 1. I mean, qualifying 3, which will decide the pole sitter for us tonight. So last night we got into the 119.7s, I believe, or 8s. I wonder what Division 3 will hold for us. They were very close to the 119s there at the end. And we all know Quali 3 track is at its warmest, so the guys will be able to put in some stellar times tonight. So first car out on track is Aston Martin here of Scully. Let me just look at some standings here for you guys. Currently in the driver's lead is Solsmeister, my teammate from Ferrari, standing in 44. Actually tied with Rover Buffel from the Mercedes team. So quite neck on neck, and not very far from them is Minor and AlphaTauri on 37 points. Knight Rider on 35. Knight Rider being very quick. I wasn't here last week, so I think Knight Rider might have had some issues last week, because he had a very good first race with us. That's our top 4. Currently in the constructor standings, that's only after 2 races. Also constructor standings only after 2 races. Red Bull standing in first on 195, AlphaTauri on 141, sorry. So only a 54 point difference. Remember, this is spread across Division 1, 2 and 3, so a lot of points to be made up in a week. So this is only after 2 races that Red Bull standing on 195 points, really racking up the points. So Scully here, first person on track, starting his lap. Corner 1, very tricky. You don't want to climb the curb, you just want to kiss it like he just done and keep it very tight in the second turn there, and then try and get onto that throttle as quick as possible and hug it to the right. By hugging it onto the right, he's saving a lot of track time. And it's a 26.4, very good first sector. This, you can either climb it or you can go over it. Very slippery though, and very tricky on those sausage curbs. Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2, also very tough on the turn-in. You want to ride as low as possible wings so that your car is just a bullet in the straight, which doesn't make it very easy for Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. And excuse me, I still can't remember this chicane's name, but also very tricky. You kind of want to climb a little bit more curb there. Don't want to ride that. Those sausage curbs can kick you out. And you also just want to touch the inner side of the curb coming out and into Parabolica, as it used to be known, I believe. It's got a new name. You want to try and stick it onto the inside as far as possible, save you some lap time. It's not sticking it too heavily. He's feeling very comfy. A 121.4. I think we might see some faster times than that. Next up on track is Rover Buffel. Rover Buffel coming around Parabolica. 21.2, so already 2/10 improvement. Next up is the Red Bull. Red Bulls I would look out for here today. Schultzy improving by another 10th, so it's looking very, I think this is groovy, very close. Takeaway in the 122.3, about a second away. Apmar also coming in with a 122.4. Ron Scutter with a 141. I think he might need to go for another one. And Dixie Killer is here on the lap, also about to finish his lap. 122.3, putting him in third already, right next to his teammate of Scully. Scully also on a lap. Oh, he's on an in lap, I'm sorry. And in the comment section we've got Ultra. Let's go Schultz and takeaway. Revolution, let's go Dixie, do your thing. It's Midas, Merc team. Jevon Davis, let loop Dixie and Scully. And Umair shouting on for Apmo. Seems like Apmo might be the only McLaren here. Unless he's got a favorite. So still two drivers sitting in the pits, not putting up a time yet, haven't gone out yet. Minor and Buerta. Is this strategic or are they just waiting for this track to heat up even more? Buerta coming out to the pits, cutting it very close to put 2 laps on here. That was Minor, I would also get a move on. And this Minor only has 1 set of tires left. As Knight Rider puts in a 120.6 on 3 lap old softs. Sorry guys, we kind of missed that one. I thought everybody was done. Let's see what Buerta can do. You want to stick it to the left here as well. Use as much as the track to gain as much momentum as possible out of Parabolica. Keeping it nice and close to the left hand side, not touching the sausage curb, which can unsettle the car. Etienne Smith now in the comment section also saying, "Gee gas Aston Martin." Aston Martin's also sitting nice and pretty there, 4th and 5th at the moment. But even prettier that both Red Bulls 1st and 2nd. See, we just like real F1, we also have a helmet cam view, it's just not inside the helmet. Let's see, Buerta also sticking it very wide coming out the exit there. 120.7, putting him in 2nd. After him just finishing up a lap now, his takeaway. He's going a 2nd faster already. A 2nd faster. We'll put him in 3rd at 127. Yo, splitting the two by 4 thousandths. Next up finishing a lap is Ron Skitter. Ron Skitter also struggling on his 1st lap, having to put up a 2nd lap on the previous set of softs. Ron Skitter also struggling on this lap. I believe he's going to probably start his lap now. Only. Next up to finish the lap is Apmar. Apmar doing a 47 54.7 middle split. Appma also going a little bit slow, but he does improve by 3.5 tenths. Doesn't gain a position yet. Next to cross the line is Rover Biffle. Rover Biffle improving to a 120.8. Only 210 splitting the top 4 at the moment. I think Schultz is also going to start a lap soon. He just let Botha go here. Let's see if Schultz can improve on his teammate. But Knight Rider also going on an out lap only now. He's going to have to push it to make it in time to set a lap. A little bit deep into corner 1. And that loses you so much traction, or not traction, so much turning on corner 2 there. Botha retiring. I think Schulte gave up on this lap. It's going a second slower at the moment. And we have Rover Biffle losing a complete wing. And that's Rover Biffle's qualifying done. Knight Rider going on a lap. I don't know if this is 3 lap old softs. That might slow you down quite a bit. Tire degradation is quite heavy on the track. Even though there's only straights, those tires are running very high momentum a whole race long. It's not just the turn in. But let's see if Knight Rider can improve on his time. Currently sitting in pole. Don't think anybody's going to beat him at this stage. Maybe his teammate that just started another lap. Mine are also not setting a lap at all, but making it through into Q3. I don't think Knight Rider's on a... Yeah, Knight Rider's not on a very quick lap. Let's follow his teammate around. Teammate going basically on par with his time currently. Only just finishing the first sector though, so still a lot of time to find, especially in Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. A little bit deep, he could have taken a bit more curb on the inside of Lesmo 2 there. It's going 210 slow, and I think we have our final results. Seeing Ron Skitter's also on a lap. Ooh, and Schulte retired just behind the ambulance, so we can't even see. Ah, yeah, he slid out in the chicane. Let's follow Ron Skitter on. Oh, Ron Skitter invalidated his lap. So that's it. Knight Rider sitting in pole. Only by a tenth of a second from Guille Botha and takeaway. So a very close top 4 we've got here tonight. And I think some guys have just not been able to put it into this quali, but they might bring it in a race. I don't suspect nothing left from Schulte, Dixie and Scully. And I see Avalak wants to join us. Let me just send him an invite to the lobby. These loading screens making it quite difficult to send an invite. I'm actually in the car. Let me just invite Avalak here. Please stay tuned. I'll just quickly leave the lobby and I'll come back in. We'll restart the race. Mr. Avalak. Vark, jy met my in 'n kar gesit. Ten minste het ek baie invites. Ja, ek het nou retire. Ek's nou weer nie join na video session. Is jy in?
No.
Nog nie?
Jy het nog nie begin stream nie, ja?
Wel, die stream is op pause op die oomblik. Please stay tuned. I'll just quickly leave. And we're back.
Just in time for the race start.
Yes.
Okay,
Night Rider, no
surprise.
surprise.
Race start. Yeah, no surprise. Just take us through the race start. I'll just want to grab something to drink quickly.
Let me mention just something. Botha being only 1/10 away from Night Rider's qualifying time.
Legend.
So as the drivers are still lining up here, almost time for lights. So most drivers starting on the mediums here. Only from 7th we've got the hards. And the game put me in a car again.
It's because you press join, not spectate.
I'm looking at the lobby, but I'm not
Botha
able
had
to.
a massive badly start, so he's down into 6th, 8th, 9th, last, I'm not sure. Alright, so he's down into 8th, 9th, right at a good start. He's in the front at the moment with Takeaway in 2nd and Scalzi all the way in 3rd, and Dixie Killer's going around the outside. Did he make it work? No, he didn't. Gap there to Robert Buffel, Scully, here Botha, massively disappointing start all the way down in 8th. So not the best of start for him. Let me just get my telemetry up so I know what I'm doing.
Yep, I am still here, and I'm looking at the race. I'm on Night Rider here. I just don't have any driver info on the left, so I'm not sure who I am selecting at the moment.
Just press spectate menu.
Next time. Ah, that's back. Never mind. Thank you very much. I could see gears and everything, but the map but I just couldn't see any
It's wonderful
lap
what a
time or
controller
drivers.
can do.
I pressed
Alright, so
the
just from our side, welcome everybody. It is round 3.
3.
Yeah, in Monza. Yeah, buongiorno. Or actually, buonasera. Buonasera a tutti. It
Ay,
is
Luigi.
round, oh Mario, it's round 3, and we've got 2 Red Bulls that's leading the pack away. Skulls with a good move there on takeaway with Robert Biffle all the way in 4th. I see someone dropping down. It looks like Big Boy had a big accident, and he took a couple of people with him. Apmar, Big Boy, Minor, Salzmeister. So that was a big one. I'm not sure what's going on here. I don't see damage, but Big Spoil had a big moment there, so he's down all the way in 13th. Gerard Berta back up into 6th after his great 2nd position start. So he's making up places as we go along. And yep, lap 2 of 27. Let me just get the tyres up here quickly as well. There we go. So everyone on the mediums up into 7th, which is Ron up in the hearts. The Scully is electronic. And then Atmar on the hards as well. Big Boy, he is on a pair of soft, so he started on soft, probably a 2-stopper for him. Track is quite aggressive on tyre wear, so yeah, it is lap 2 of 27 here in the Autodromo Monza. So Temple of Speed, like they call it, and we'll see what kind of top speeds the guys reach tonight. I can already see a 330 there from Scalzi. 2.3 seconds behind his teammate, so interesting for them. Knight Rider with a win in the first race. Difficult second race for them, and then now 1 and 2. So that's good takeaway. It's good to see a Ferrari on the podium so far, but it's still a long way to go. Robert before chasing down. Merck in 4th, and his teammate is nowhere.
He just pitted. Gerard Berta just pitted. I'm not
For a
sure if
wing.
he put on a wing. I did go into stream, but he put on a new set of mediums. I assume it would have been for a wing.
How do you mess up a 2nd place?
Another driver out. One of the horses, I think it's Ositronica. Yep, Ositronica lost it through the 2nd chicane.
Yeah, so there is no damage. He's all good.
Yep. Getting very close to Big Boy's diffuser there.
Getting very close to him. So 11th at the moment. That's still a point scoring position. And we've got the 2 McLarens. Salzmeister 7 seconds ahead of. So there's a bit of a gap here.
Just want to clarify, Salzmeister is actually in a Ferrari. He joined us a bit late.
I don't care. With him joining late every week, he gets the points for which he drives. So he will get from McLaren tonight. I'm tired of these Ferrari boys not being able to make their races. You either race,
load shedding.
you either race or you play poker and put cards with your wife. It's as simple as that. Easy. Load shedding. 10 years in South Africa. There's no excuse anymore, is there? Yes?
10 years ago wasn't as bad.
No. Well, anyone who's idiotic enough to think that it was going to get better needs to get, you need to get the death penalty. Something needs to happen there. Something needs to go on.
It's called the power of believing.
No, that's just called the power of stupidity, if you ask me. I always say there's a very fine line between faith and stupidity. That's borderline stupidity. Anyway, Salzmeister in the orange Ferrari. He's chasing after Ron at the moment.
It's a special livery.
Special livery tonight. The gap's still 2.1 seconds. Takeaway is getting. I tell you what, Takeaway is sticking with Scalzi at the moment. He's not letting him go. He's within DRS, and if you do that, and I saw that last night as well. If you just stay with a car, you can just build up your ERS like a beast. And deploy that later on for good. But once again, as I think it's Shalim, I hope I got this right, Premier Division commentator, said on Tuesday night, and I always say this every season that we do with FTR, all 9 of them, I say that there's 2 tracks where you can be as bad as possible, but everyone is good. Monza and Austria. You can be absolutely clueless in the car. Those 2 tracks, everyone is fast. It's just the way it is.
Yep.
So unfortunately with Monza, people will run no wings, absolutely nothing.
Making them bullets.
And once again, traction is switched on in this division, so you don't really have to run wing because the traction prevents you from spinning. So not sure why you would run more than 3 wings. Does it make sense? We saw that in Division 2 last night. People running absolutely
I say nothing.
Hello, fastest lap, Mr. Geerboerta. 123.2. So great stuff by him. He's very far. The only thing it can say work on now is a safety car. There is just no doubt about it. Monza is a track that you cannot catch people. Everyone's running low wing settings. He's definitely not going to catch anyone from where he is at the moment, unfortunately. So if there's no safety car for Gerard, he's going to have to rely on
Pure
penalties, bats, but yeah, and he's already got a penalty to his name, so this is not a great start to the night for him, qualifying so well, and then, yeah, unfortunately.
And very easy track to get penalties to add there, even though there's
What,
so little corners.
no,
But
no, it's not. No, it's not. I tell you what, it's probably the first, probably not the first time, but one of the very few tracks that I did not even get a warning last night. It was just, I didn't.
For the
I
14 laps I survived, and neither did I.
Yeah, but we don't trust you with that anyway, because you lie in your Stewart's race control, so we don't trust you anyway. So let's just leave it at that. No. It's. I think if you try to invalidate, you're going to be off. The curbs are very aggressive. The outer sausage orange or yellow and black sausage curves is not made for these Formula One cars. And if you run a stiff suspension, you will be in the wall. Like I did in qualifying last night. That was one of my best moments in qualifying. Into the wall it was. But yeah, I don't think you can invalidate. Yeah, the only place that you probably can invalidate is through Ascari, I think. But even through Lesmo 1 that Assault is going through now, sorry, that was Lesmo 2, the only place that you can really invalidate is Ascari, I think. Because you try to cut as much of the inside of Ascari as you can, which Salt stays nicely off the curbs. Well done to him there.
And Botha just lost it in Lesmo 1, coming out of
Again.
Lesmo 1. Lost the whole wing at this time around. Car's still alive, he hasn't retired.
Are we going to call this rage quit sometime? I'm calling rage quit. I call it into the pits and retire. Watch.
This is 3 points still up for grabs.
Oh no,
for
I know.
FTR giving
one
points
point.
up until 12th place.
Well, he's probably going to get. I'm not sure if he will hold on to fastest lap, but it's 3 points at the moment. Hunker, you're 100% right.
Yep. So
Actually,
rage quitting is not a very good
1
choice for the team.
For a fastest lap, 2 points for pole position, so it's 2 points for him. Well, let's see. I mean, last night there was safety cars, which I didn't expect really last night. Big Boy into the pits. He's in 11th, and he's going to drop down slightly. I just want to do something quickly, Hunker.
So I see takeaway also losing out a little bit on Schultz here, not being in the DRS anymore. So that's quite a concern. He would want to get up there again. Sitting in that DRS just saves you so much, and it puts the guy in front of you in so much pressure to use. Dixie Keeler also getting very close to...
Isatronic, a huge spin around Lesmo...
1 as well.
1 as well. Well, Lesmo 1 cost me qualifying last night, so it's if you just get a little bit too aggressive, the tyres is not up, it's going to be gone.
For me, it was Parabolica. Coming out of Parabolica, I lost the rear by just a little bit, catched it, and I lost probably like 4 tenths. Because I was 8 tenths up, I've crossed the line 4 tenths up. I was so cross with myself. I could have easily put it up there.
Yeah,
with the
I'm
big
sure.
dogs.
Me and my teammate had a chat last night. We definitely need to find some qualifying pace at the moment. We've got decent race craft at the moment. Although for the amount of time that we're practicing is ridiculous. But we just need to find qualifying.
Making the move on Scully.
Yeah, there we go.
So splitting the two Astons at the moment.
Yeah, he's got a big mountain to climb. He's 8 seconds behind Dixie, which is Dixie is sticking with Robert Biffle. The gap between Scholes and Takeaway has grown to 1.8 seconds. I think obviously tyres overheating slightly. You don't want to stick with someone all the time in his slipstream because that's.
And I see they're heading into some traffic here at the moment. Hopefully they don't get held up. But yeah, Solsmeister having a big mountain to climb, being on the same strategy as the guys in front of him and being almost 8 seconds behind them.
Yeah,
It's
look,
not a pretty
I
picture.
tell you what, there's not a lot of difference between the mediums and the hards on this track. Absolutely not. You know, the hards were. I mean, I started on the hards last night. It was quite comfortable to stick with the medium guys on the hards.
Ooh, Dixie Killer going for a move on. Ooh, and he got squeezed. He backed out
Yeah,
of
he
it.
got squeezed. Yeah, backed out of it. But yeah, so there's not big difference between the hards and the mediums. And the hards comfortably kept up with the mediums last night on race start. And when I got onto the mediums, it wasn't that easy to pass the guys on the hards, even if the hards were 6, 7 laps old. It wasn't that easy to pass them on the hards. I think I was running a bit more wing than a normal oak last night, which is probably why I came third and not DNF'd. Because if I had less wing, I would have not made it through.
I would say it wasn't difficult to keep the car on the road. For me, I lost it due to the safety car and the throttle control. Trying to warm up my tires and not being able to control the throttle fully wasn't very nice.
It's got nothing to do with the safety car. You lost that. You lost your car way before safety car restarts. I'm not sure what the safety car's the problem with, but that's just control of
On
the throttle.
Sakari, I started losing power.
And then you
As
just
it
floored
said,
it.
the safety lap was
Typical.
in.
And then
So I
you
wanted to
floored
get
it.
more power. That's the South African way. It will give you more. Just floor it.
No, the only thing that gives you more is Red Bull, and that gives you wings, my man. It's the only thing that gives you more, not throttle. But yep, we'll get back to your race and your teammate and how your season's going so far a little bit later on. But at the moment, it's still Dixie who's sitting behind Robert Buffalo. I think Robert Buffalo is absolutely running no wing. I think this man is, he's not using a lot of his deployment, so he's looking very handy on his deployment. Although Dixie is very close now, so let's see what happens here. Dixie is also looking pretty. Nah, I tell you what, this Merc is not running any wing. Absolutely no wing. 328 k's an hour versus 329 actually versus 320. So 9 k's. Isitronic out.
And that's a
Just want to
safety
see
car
what that
coming
is.
around
That is a
Parabolica.
safety car. So Buerta, I tell you what, he pitted. Oh, he's on the hards. He needs to stay out.
He didn't
He
do
needs to.
much on the mediums yet, but if he
Look, I
stays
tell you
out, that will
what, I
keep him
just want to
in.
see where everyone is. He's actually.
Behind the first three drivers.
I tell you
So he
what,
has to stay out.
if he push his delta, yeah, he's almost a lap down.
He is
Is
a
he?
lap down.
He is a lap down.
So he has
Which
to
me, okay, so he
hope
needs to
everyone
floor it. He
pits.
needs to get past the safety car. Else, if he gets stuck behind the safety car, I would just bolt it behind the safety car and see what the game says to me. Because if he sits behind the safety car, all that's going to happen is he can't unlap himself.
Yep.
So I would just knacker it, get past the safety car, see if the game penalises you. I think actually, Anku, that's something that we need to look at in future anyway, is that we allow drivers to unlap themselves. And
Yep.
if the game gives you a penalty for that, then well, then screw the game.
I think we
We're not
need to
going to
test
pull
it
a.
first
We need to
and
gonna
see
go
if
Mikey. No, Mikey, no. There's no such thing. No, we don't support Mercedes. No.
I think we first
Okay,
need
well
to
he's
test
gone
it.
through. So
See if you don't get
hey,
the DQ.
it's not bad for him, eh? Because he's going to come out with the same. His tires is going to be in. I
Same
think
live.
well, much better shape really, because his tires is now got carcass temperature and surface temperature, so he's not going to have to go through the battle that the guys in front of him has to go through in terms of getting temperature inside the physical tire, not around the outer wall. So it might not turn out bad for him. And looking at what we've got, 16 laps to go. You can finish on 16 laps on the hards, easy peasy. So he doesn't have to pit again. So it might just work out. The safety car restart. Um, We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how this turns out for him. He's going to come around. So he's going to come out just behind Big Spoiler. Big Spoiler out of the pits now. So he's going to stay in 11th, but the pack's going to bunch up. I would just absolutely. He's got nothing to lose. I would just floor it after the safety car restart and see who makes mistakes and who doesn't. He's got nothing to lose. So just from the front riders, the Night Rider did pit. Is still in the lead. Scully behind. He did not pit. He's on 10 lap old hard, so he's relying on another safety car to save him. Because if not, yeah, well, he will be a pit stop down. Everyone else is pitted except then for Scully, Atmar, and that's about it. Geerboerta also didn't pit on the safety car. He stayed out on the hards, 4 lap old hard, so that should be fine. He should get through comfortably on that. Let's just look at surprises at the moment. So Apple looking pretty in fifth, which is good. He's been scoring points regularly, Hanku, so he's been doing really well.
Yep.
But
Great
I think
season
a top six for him would just absolutely scully ducks into the pits now. It's not going to hurt him too badly. He's going to fall to the back. He's not going to fall behind. Is it or Geerberta or Big Spoil? So he'll probably be down into ninth. So he's going to pit for mediums. 15, 14 laps on the mediums. I tell you what, my mediums I ran out of tires last night because I stayed out doing everything and then just pitted quite early in my hard stint, and I ran out of mediums at the end. So I know Stoffel, my teammate, also battled with tire wear last night. I think it's all to do with your setup of your car. But you can get through on those mediums. The same can run. But once again, Anke, there's not much difference in, I think there's what, 5/10, half a tenth of a second between tyres here in Monza. So it's not like, other tracks where the difference between the mediums and the hards is like a second. It's not. So it's not going to be that easy to pass on the mediums. One thing I do know is that you need to make the most out of your mediums within the first 6 laps. If they can make up some positions at least, and try to get themselves in. While we're waiting for the safety car, I just want to take you through the standings at the moment for Division 3.
So I've done the first 2
rounds. Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Right, cool. Well done. So,
not all too bad as a commentator. Safety car also in this lap.
Not bad.
So
not bad.
Guys will keep.
Yeah. So your leading trio is Sols, Rover, Buffel, and Minor. The guys are quite close to Hanku in the championship. All the way, they're actually very close, all the way down to Skolsy, which is 7th. So you've got Skolsy just above him, so Hamrick, Ron, Skutter, Knight Rider, Minor, Robert Buffel, and Soulsmeister. And who'd have thought after 2 rounds that we would have Robert Buffel in 2nd, Minor in 3rd, and Ron Skutter in 5th? I mean, that's big surprises for me. I would have thought, based on first race, that Skolsy and Knight Rider will dominate this, but early days. 11 race season. So and here we go. We are all go.
Yep.
See how Division
2 Red Bulls sitting
no one
on
does
each other.
anything funny. I can tell you what, there's absolutely no team orders in Red Bull at the moment. It is, you do what you need to do. Get past if you can. If the other guy can't keep up with you, then so be it. But don't take each other out. That's the only rule I think that we have in our group, is do not ram into each other. Apnar up into 4th, Sols in 5th. So Sols didn't have a good start, a race start. Apnar nice and tight with these guys in front. He's staying with takeaway at the moment. Ron getting very close to Sols, and then Robert Buffel, Dixie, Scully, and Geerberta. The best thing for Berta is if he can get past Big Spoil very quickly and not lose the car around Lesmo 2. Which he doesn't. Thank goodness for that. He can start chasing after Scully and Dixie. These hearts will come to him. Round about lap 22, 23. Yeah, it will. These tires will come to you. But he needs to get ahead. He needs to get past Big Spoil very quickly.
And Takeaway putting himself here in the front pack. He's going on an overtake on Knight Rider.
This man's got 0 wings.
Hey, don't use my name like that.
I tell you what, I'm going to check him on the next straight without deployment. Right, so 323 through that section. It looks more or less the same as everyone else, probably just used a bit more of his deployment. I see that Skolsy is sitting very pretty on deployment. Knight Rider is balanced, the same as takeaway. Apmar's used a little bit more than the guys in front of him. Soulsmeister very low at the moment. So it's mind games at the moment. I think everyone wants to get within DRS range. and that's why they're using some kind of deployment. DRS will be switched on the end of this lap, I think. One lap after the safety car.
I'm actually not sure if it's 1 or 2.
Could be 2, Anku. Is anyone watching us tonight? Is there any comments on the stream?
There's been right in the start, but I think since I climbed into a car, nothing has been happening. I could be wrong. Nope, nothing in the comments. DRS enabled, so 1 lap, you were right.
No, he's running similar wings than the rest of the guys, 330 on the end of that straight. So takeaway just got a better exit, I think. So yeah, that's interesting. The takeaway in the lead from the 2 Red Bulls. I think they might have tripped over each other, the 2 Red Bulls. Apmar still a solid 4th. Just want to have a look at Gerard Botha's progress. He did get past Big Spoil. And next up for him is Dixie, 1.8 seconds, but his tyres is not the same age as Dixie, but he can see Dixie, he can see Scully, and he can see Robert Buffalo, he can see his teammate as well. So it's always good if you can see the cars in front of you. You can sort of like measure your pace in terms of how quickly you catch them. It's very demotivating when you come around a corner and you don't see any cars in front of you. That's not cool.
Maida's coming into the comments saying, good commentating, Zero and Avi. By Zero, he put an actual O.
Maida's our only fan tonight. It's Maida's. I tell you what, I had some epic battles with Midas the past 2 races. We had a really good old ding-dong last night, fair racing. A little bit of wheel touching, but I think we both get cool there. And we had an epic battle in Australia as well. So it's been, he's had a couple of bad finishes, unfortunately for him, or else he would have been higher up the standings. But yeah, it's I'm finding him on track more regularly than I want to, and it's good battles. It's
Yep.
really good. So
Maida's really putting in the time there.
Really bad exit out of turn 2, and Robert Biffle has come past as well as Souls, and Scully is breathing down his neck at the back there as well. And here comes the train of cars with Scully, Dixie, Buerta. Big Spoilers fall slightly behind. He's currently 2.6 seconds behind Buerta. Yeah, here comes the DRS train with Apmar, Scully, Dixie, and FTR Div3. So we'll see. Oh, Buerta loses the car. There we go. I saw that. Was that Dixie? That's Dixie's. Apologies, boats. No nose for the Aston Martin. My word. And talking about Aston Martin, I'm excited that my favorite driver, Fernando Alonso, is an Aston Martin this year. I am really looking forward to see what he can do, because the Alpine was an absolute piece of crap last year. I think that car's worse than an Uno Pacer. And if anyone drives an Uno, not being nasty at all. There we go, Dixie. He's going to have to go into the pits, unfortunately. That promotes everyone behind him. But here comes the DRS train.
So Martin also coming into the comments saying, like a Zero, my Ferrari man. So seeing some Ferrari life at least. Yeah, Solsmeister sitting pretty there in 4th. Takeaway in 1st. So really good points so far. Well, so as it looks like for the team.
While we're at it, I am going to tell you the standings for the constructors after 2 rounds. We're obviously not taking into consideration this week's racing because there's still Stewart's reports pending. But we're talking about the Ferrari guys. They're currently in 3rd. 2 points behind the Alpha Tauris. And probably about, 50 odd points behind Red Bull. That's leading the Constructors' Championship at the moment. So Ferrari doing well. They've got Alpha Tauri in their sights, and at the moment it looks very pretty for them. I see only one Alpha Tauri, and that's Minor. And if you're new to FTR or to our streams, you won't know that our constructors are combined. So there's Premier Division, Division 2 and Division 3 combined constructors, so there's no constructors for each division separately. And that's what makes it exciting. Everyone needs to pull their weight. No use in having brilliant drivers in a division and the rest is not keeping it together. Knight Rider getting very close to takeaway here. Hanku, he's going to go around the outside. Is he going to... He's going to give him space. He's going to turn in like he did. Just don't leave space. There we go. What a good move by Knight Rider. I tell you what, he put his car in all the right places there. May takeaway back out of it. Brilliant move by him. He's up into first, and Scalzi is wants to follow. There hasn't been a 1-2 this season of any manufacturer in FTR in any division. So if the Red Bulls can do it tonight, that will be the first 1-2 for a team. I also know that there's been 2 Grand Slams, if I'm not mistaken, Honku, so far. I think it was Knight Rider in the first race in Hungary.
Yes,
Grand Slam.
that's correct.
And then it was Uzi, a Grand Slam, also in Hungary, in Division 2. And I think that's the only 2 Grand Slams that we've had so far.
So far, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice doing the standings. You know these things.
So Midas also coming back into the comments here, saying, Avi, when we went into turn 1, side by side, I got PTSD from Max and Hamilton since we are Merc and Red Bull.
I tell you what, I thought it exactly the same thing. When I got alongside him, or I think I got alongside Midas, he was ahead of me. And
As takeaway is opening up that DRS now, sorry, and he's going back for the...
Yeah, he's going back, there we go.
So really putting up a fight here. Love it from Ferrari.
Ooh. And this is, he's going to do exactly the same.
Yes.
He actually leaves more space.
Ooh,
so,
he does,
you know,
he does.
Takeaway should have, he probably could have closed the door slightly a bit more there, but be a bit more aggressive. But hats off to him, he gave him the space. But he's got the inside line now into who's going to break the latest. There we go. This is good. This is epic racing. I think Honku, if we can, let's stick with these 2 guys for now. There's no other close battle at the moment. Master 3.8.
And it's Schultze also just behind them. Just waiting to clean up the mess.
Let's stick with these 3 guys. So just getting back to Midas's comment, I thought of exactly the same thing when we went in there. I thought, you know what? If you turn into me, I am going to climb your car. And this is probably going to be one of those well-known FTR moments where everyone's going to rip us off for being Max and Lois. But it was all fair. One thing I can say about Midas, he had a little bit of problems with these pedals. Ooh,
takeaway had a bit of an issue there. He climbed the curb there on the inside of Sakari.
Yeah, so Midas had a bit of pedal issues. He couldn't get the brakes on in Australia, and literally, I was so glad I saw him in the mirrors, because that would have been the end of both our race. But his racing has been super clean this season, so hats off to you, Midas. And thanks for the clean and competitive racing. That's what it's all about. So, and at the moment, except for Travis maybe making a bit of inroads, Ron
going for another turn 1 move. Oh, and
yeah,
just
Ron
not
has
enough
lost
on
the
takeaway.
car. He's lost it around Leesmo 2 as well. Scully's going to come past him now. There we go. Safety car is going to be deployed. I can tell you that. Yes, there, the safety car. Is it safety?
Yep, safety car. Full safety car.
Right, so yeah, Ron Skitter losing it around. See, so it seems like Lesmo 2 is a problem. Caused me some issues last night in qualifying. Caught out Esetronic, caught out Geerbuerta, and caught out Ron. So Lesmo 2.
I believe Lesmo 1 was Esetronica and Buerta.
Oh, okay, Lesmo 1. Alright, so what do you do now? There is 8, you know what, pit for softs. Pit for softs.
Yeah. That should be fine.
If you don't do it, you will be eaten up by everyone else around you that's on softs. The softs will be mega on 3 laps. Let's just see if anyone has decided to pit. So let's see if they come around the pit. Who's gonna blink? Who's gonna dummy it? Try to sell the I'm going in and just backing out of it.
And it's also interesting from Red Bull, because one driver can pit. I think the other one will have to stay out.
Yeah. Right, let's see who pulls dummies here and who doesn't.
Nobody going to the pit. Ooh, Schultze takes it.
I tell you what.
He told himself, I'll do whatever they do not do.
I hope he's not listening to me on the stream and says, like, you know what, Red Bull decided that that's what we need to do. Because if this doesn't work out, I don't want to be in trouble. I tell you what, he puts on mediums. What happened? There's
they are fresh though.
But 3 laps left of racing, man. The Buerta's in the pits, he's gonna go fresh mediums as well. I
fresh
don't
soft.
see this working.
Fresh soft.
No, he's on mediums.
I mean Buerta.
Yeah, mediums on my screen.
Hey, and a 2 laps old.
Yeah, Scalzi.
Same with Big Boy, also climbing on mediums.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably gonna have what, lap 20 under the safety car, lap 21 under the safety car. 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can I give you 6 laps on softs?
2 of them out laps.
You know what? If you didn't have a new pair of softs, probably just stay out on the hards then. I don't understand the mediums unless I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what maybe they can prove me wrong. But the guys who did not bid is Knight Rider, Takeaway, Saltzmeister and Robert Biffle. Scalzi has ducked in, so did Big Spoy. So did Geerboerta. Nice recovery from Boats. He's down into 7th. Up into 7th, let me rather say up. I'm just going to tell you what penalties are, Honker.
Yep, 5 seconds for Schultze. I'm not sure what Buerta has.
So Berta's got a 3 second, Scalzi's
Yep.
got a 5 second, and at the moment, your fastest lap still belongs to Boats, 123.2. My word. Really what? That's impressive. That will be Gerard's first fastest lap in a couple of seasons. So we saw the same thing. I mean, I know you didn't commentate with me last week, but he was extremely competitive last week and just lost the car again. He was in a prime position last week. He probably could have got a podium and just lost the car. So
So
right,
while we
so
still see this
guys,
safety car
yep.
going down, we still have some more comments. Martin coming back in, he can tell you're a big Red Bull man, and I can say yes to that. He's never driven not a Red Bull in FTR.
No, actually I have. I think it was in season 2 as an Alpha Tauri, which is still a Red
For
Bull,
one race probably, because he got load shedding, so he had to join late, and he got given the Alpha Tauri. At least it was still a Honda.
No, I think actually it was one of those scenarios where it was a draw in FTR, a live draw on YouTube, and I got drawn a Alpha Tauri, which was painful.
And then Kunrad also coming in saying keeping us entertained during the off season.
You know what, Kunrad, it's been a while, my man, and I hope you are doing well. Kunrad is raced with FTR many moons ago, hyper fast.
That's not even a
Like
word.
Travis.
He's blitz.
Yeah, no, you know, he's on a different level. Let's not be funny. I mean, there's guys who's on a different level. Although Premier Division was very tight on Tuesday night with Travis, Neil, Umair taking the fight to Travis, and that was, I tell you what, that was one of the better. The last 2 races in Premier Division has really been exciting. So, Kunrad, if you haven't watched Premier Division, please tune in on Tuesday night for our commentary from Libya. I tell you, the last 2 races has been super exciting. I just sat in front of my telly. I didn't move. I just could have watched anything else. I just watched that because it was really entertaining. But nice to hear from you, Kunrad, and hope you're doing well.
Safety car's lights are still flashing coming around Parabolica.
Yeah, so it's going to be another lap. They might just try to wait for Minor. Yeah, he's definitely not coming in. So another lap. So that will give us, what, 4 laps of racing? 5 laps
Yep.
of racing? 4 laps?
4.
Yeah, 4 it is. Yeah, but just getting back to FTR in general, some epic battles in Premier Division. Travis has won all 3 races, but it wasn't all easy and done and dusted with. Very close in Australia, and very close last night, or this week in Monza. Division 2, we've had 3 races with 3 different winners this season. So that is turning into an epic battle. I think it was Uzi. The second race was won by, I think it was, now I need to think, Smirch Django, I think.
Yep, Smith Django, you're correct.
Yeah,
And in
then,
second, Zero came in.
yeah, and then Arno Gous won last night in Division 2. So 3 different winners in 3 races. And the same in Division 3. So we had Knight Rider, who was the winner in the first race in Division 3. That was in Hungary. And then we had the second winner was, let me just have a look here quickly, was Sir Hamrick. And tonight, yeah, so we might just have another winner. So close competitive racing, Hanku.
Yeah.
Maybe we got it right this season as management. I think so. Looks so.
We will see.
I'm getting excited. Yes, load shedding has played its role, and drivers not being able to join. But once again, it is what it is. I'm just
Put
going
the
to grab
safety
something to
car at
drink.
least in.
Anku, while you take us through the safety car restart.
Yeah. Knight Rider here holding up the pack, letting the safety car go in. And away we go. Knight Rider not very quick on the throttle here. Takeaway and Souls sitting quite close. Rover Buffalo already going for the overtake here on Soulsmeister. Rover Buffalo taking Schultz as well. So those mediums really came in clutch for him. Schultz and Soulsmeister down 4th and 5th. And Souls lost it in the first corner. I mean, all the way back down to 10th. It's very unfortunate for him. Rover Buffalo also losing it now. Into the wall. But Takeaway still sticking to Knight Rider here in front. He's just got to stick in that DRS and deploy all of it on the last when they start the last lap. Two Aston Martins also sitting very pretty here, 5th and 6th. Dixie Killer also getting very close to Atmo here. Let's see if he can keep it around Parabolica. He's going for the move. Have to carry it all the way around the outside. Atmo defending this. Dixie backing out the last minute. Really on Atmo here. Don't know how we missed this, but Buerta ended up in second here. Buerta with the 3-second penalty, that might hurt him at the end. But great recovery here from Buerta.
Hey, I see second, Tranis.
Yeah, I'm not sure, I missed it too. We lost Rover Buffel and Soulsmeister in the first corner. Rover Buffel a bit after that. And out of all the chaos, Buerta rised.
Up into second. Look, what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to try to build a kind of gap. At the moment it looks sexy for up into Atmar for him.
Yeah.
But I think
as long as that gap's building for him, he's going to be fine. He's out of deployment though, so he's really pushed it on the first lap here. But setting the fastest lap again on a 122.8.
You know what? This is. You need to do this. You need to do this. He's not going to get second because of that 3-second time penalty.
Yeah. It's going to be very difficult.
He's probably going to get third. I just see Atmar getting past. Ooh, Atmar's off track. Was that Atmar? Yeah. So he's get overtaken by Dixie and by Scully. That's probably not the best thing to happen to Buerta because I think Atmar sort of like kept the guys at bay behind him. But now that Dixie's released, so Dixie is 4 points. So Dixie is what 5.7 seconds behind here Buerta for a podium. So he's got a lap and a half to climb back 5.5 seconds, which is, I know it sounds impossible, but Division 3, anything is possible, yeah? So Dixie's going to have to floor it if he wants a podium tonight, but tell you what, this will make Gerard, this will make me smile for him to get a podium tonight, my word.
So I'm back on Gerard here. Gerard really close to Knight Rider here. He's already broken the DRS to take away.
No.
Knight Rider backing out of the move.
Don't lose it around.
Buerta gonna
Parabolica.
Doesn't get the DRS. Oh, he does get the DRS. This is so helpful to him. Knight Rider not getting any DRS. Both out of ERS.
Isn't this
Puerto
fun?
stays ahead.
Look, he's gonna, unless he knows that 3 seconds he can ask back from the stewards of something silly, maybe. Maybe it was avoiding an incident or something.
You know,
But I
going
tell you
over
what,
a curb accidentally.
He's flooring it. He's flooring it.
Is he? If he can break, he's not gonna make the.
No,
But this is a great drive, though.
Second, but I tell you what, after he's qualified second to get a podium, coming from last, a lap down. Oh, Scorsese takes away fastest lap from Buerta on the softs. So Scorsese gets fastest lap. He's in a 9th. It's not going to help much for him, but at least that's 1 point extra.
But as it's looking, this is a great result for Takeaway. Takeaway's first podium with us.
There we go. Yes, you're 100% right. It will be a win for Knight Rider on a track. Is it going to be on track? Is it?
Ooh, very close. Coming out of Parabolica is very difficult to do already.
They're very close. Do it on track, is it?
He's going to do it on track.
No.
He does it on... Oh, no.
No, he's not. He's not.
Wait.
He's not. No,
he's not. He's
not. It. Close finish.
Takeaway coming in second.
Yep, Buerta podium third from last to third. What a mega drive. Dixie Killer in fourth, Scully in fifth. Apmar, a good result for Apmar Hanku in sixth again.
Yeah.
So good points. He's been scoring consistent points for McLaren. And maybe not on the same pace as Solsmeister, but getting ahead of his teammate tonight. And like I always say, Hanku, first person you need to beat is your teammate. And then the rest will follow.
Well, his teammate didn't show up tonight because Solsmeister's in a orange Ferrari.
Oh shit, yeah, sorry, Solsmeister. So, who is the other McLaren? It's Apmar and Amir.
Yeah,
yes,
Scully
and
driver
Amir
of
has
the day.
got load shedding, I think. Yeah, Scully driver of the day. I'm going to go with Geerbuurta driver of the day for me.
He must have had the option of Fernando Alonso already.
If he keeps on driving like this, we might just recruit him for Red Bull next season.
I haven't had the privilege.
Yeah, but we only pick the best drivers, Hanku. Sorry, man.
I know. It's not like I won a championship.
No, me neither.
No, I have. I won one.
I just play boss.
My first season at FTR I won the Drivers' Championship. In the AlphaTauri.
Adrian Newey is smiling like a legend. It is a Red Bull on top this evening for round 3 here in Monza. Ferrari's second. Hanku is smiling next to me. He's happy for Ferrari.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm very pleased for Geerbuurta and Mercedes in third. So there's your final standings. DNF's Isatronic, Ron, Robert Biffle. Minor was 2 laps down. I think he might have DNF'd as well, or just ghosting. Scalzi, yeah, difficult night for him with that incident on the safety car restart, I think. Him and Robert Biffle. Robert Biffle also a DNF because of that. Scalzi in 9th, Sauls in 8th, which is your championship lead at the moment. Then you've got Big Spoy Apmar, good result for him. Scully and Dixie, good Aston Martin drive tonight for team, a 3rd and a 4th, sorry, a 4th and a 5th. And then surprise, surprise, Geerbuurta, podium, 3rd, Takeaway in 2nd, and Knight Rider.
As your winner tonight.
Yeah, so that's his 2nd win of the season. So he's clawing himself back up to the front of the field again. But that was entertaining. I didn't see most of the race, unfortunately, but it was entertaining, the parts that I did see and commented with you, Hanku. So thanks.
We saw the whole race,
and
I did Q3 at least.
In and out, unfortunately. It is school, it is kids' homework, it is back to normal, it's load shedding. Yeah, it's not helping. But a good finish time, 9 minutes past 9, so well done to everyone for making that happen. 2 safety cars, Hanku?
Yeah, 2 safety cars only.
2 safety cars it was.
Less than Division 2, could say.
Yeah, let's not go there. Right, but happy, another podium, so I'm good. Anyway, that's it from me and Hanku. So next week you can join us. You can tune in for Premier Division Tuesday night. Division 2 Wednesday night, and then same place, same time Thursday night would be Division 3. We're off to the Red Bull Ring. Favorite place? Yeah, there we go. Red Bull time, baby. So join us in Austria and Spielberg next week as we tackle one of the shortest circuits on the calendar. Oh, good. Thank you
Yeah,
for
thank you.
helping.
No problem. And have a good night.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and